All right. Welcome. I just wanted to kind of check in and see how you guys are all feeling. I know that there have been a lot of new things kind of coming up like this week with a new package and that fitness bundle that we can offer. And just, I know this month has been full of change and new routines and all the things with like back to school, new jobs, all the things. So I just wanted to see how everyone's feeling. And as I'm talking here, please ask me questions in the chat because if there's anything you're confused about or would like me to clarify regarding like the new monthly package or about the fitness bundle, I will kind of touch on those here in a little bit. But if you have any questions about anything at all, please don't hesitate. Okay. So I'm going to get started. Did everyone that wanted to be in the help one person this week chat get into the chat? Okay. I know a lot of us are in there, but there are some faces that I don't see. So I just want to make sure as a reminder, we did start today, so you will have a little bit of catching up to do if you have not joined yet, but I would still love to have you join because I feel like we're all here to help people and I want to help you help one person this week. So please join that chat. And if you are not sure where the chat is, just message me, Facebook Messenger, and I will send you a request to join and we'll get you going. We'll get you caught up. I would love to have you in there. And if you have not completed your first assignment in the group, make sure you do that tonight so you can set yourself up for success this week. So yeah, we're headed into the last week of the month, which this is actually kind of one of my favorite times of the month because I feel like we have such a perfect position to start talking about what we have coming up for October. And this is the perfect time to start talking about that and inviting to that. And since it's a new month, it's like the perfect time for people to get started. I don't know about you guys, but for me, for so long, it was like, okay, it had to be the beginning of the month or it had to be a Monday around the beginning of the month. So like, I wouldn't have started my journey on like a random Thursday in the middle of the month like that. My brain doesn't work like that. It wouldn't have worked. I would have said no. So this is like where I feel like for me, at least, I would have been like, okay, it's the beginning of the month. It's October 2nd. I can work with that. Let's do this. And so this is the perfect time. And I'm so glad we're doing that chat to help one person this week because I feel like we have all of the odds in our favor with the new month coming. So one of the things that, I want to think about, and even if you don't have a plan necessarily for your group or you're not sure what I'm doing in my group or what your upline partner is doing in their group, if you're not running your own group, that's okay. Just invite to an October group and you don't have to necessarily know the specifics right away. If someone wants more info, then you can message your partner that you're in a group with and say, okay, what are we doing for October? I have someone that wants more information, but don't feel like you have to have everything figured out to start inviting friends to do this with you. It's that whole take messy action. Don't overthink it, just do it. And kind of worry about the details later. That's kind of what I tell myself is like, I've just got to do it because I could overthink it for days and days and days. And if you're like me and you overthink things, we got to just do the things. And I wanted to touch on Success Club. So I am at 4, Sarah Freeman is at 2, Kelsey is at 2, and Hallie is at 1. And we have all week, you guys. If Success Club, hitting Success Club 6 is on your, or 5 is on your radar, something that you have for a goal for yourself this month, we have so much time. And it's possible in even just 24 hours, let alone 7 days. So don't worry about it. We'll make it happen. We're going to focus on taking steps this week to help one person. And hopefully that will actually mean you'll help more than one person get started. But just a little check in there. We're all working hard and we've got lots of time. So touching on that $99 monthly pack as a new option. So I have sent that out as kind of a follow-up to anyone who's given me a price objection or kind of like a a commitment objection. So, I actually need to be better about tracking these things. I went back through a lot of my messages, but I'm probably missing some people when I'm kicking myself for not keeping better track of who has given me price objections. But note to self for further reference, I need to keep track of those things. But just sending that out as like, hey, I have this brand new option. It might be up your alley. It's a perfect like short-term commitment and a lower price point. And also gives them less product that they have to go through. I really, really think this was like an awesome thing to start with. I know sometimes like when you think $99 a month, it's like, holy, that's actually that sounds like a lot. But if you also think about what they're getting for $99 a month, it's a lot. And just the fact that the Shakeology alone is, well, the full bag is 97. This is not a full bag, but probably what, like 79, 75, something like that. And then the workouts and simple nutrition in our group. So it's a really good deal. Then the fitness bundle. So hopefully you guys have seen the free fitness bundle that is for anyone who has body. They said that you can use it as an incentive to anyone, use it as you at your discretion, but you can't put it in a package with someone who's just signing up. They have to have body to be able to get it. So you could send them their total solution pack cart, and then once they check out, then send them another cart with the fitness bundle. So they do have to pay the shipping, but it's $9 shipping for a core ball, ankle weights, resistance bands, and a like running belt, I think, or some sort of over the shoulder thing. So like super good deal. I mean, I think even the core ball is like over $10 just itself. So for someone who might need some equipment, like you can't beat that. So if there's someone who's like on the fence a little bit, I would like offer that, like, hey, I also have this promo code for a fitness bundle. This would really help you get started. And heck, if they don't have weights, they could use those ankle weights in their hands. Like they could put them on their wrists and use those like when they're first starting out, just to kind of have some equipment while they're trying things out and kind of deciding what they need to get and where they're at. I know I started my workouts, like my very first workout videos, I didn't use weights at all. I just did the motions with my body weight. So I think that's a really awesome thing too. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, I don't see anything yet, but please don't hesitate. And then I had kind of a individual message to just kind of talk about following up. And like, is it really important kind of to touch on the basics of following up? And you guys, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how important the follow-ups are. The chances of me in the last almost 4 years of signing someone up in that initial conversation, like the one where they say, yes, they want more information. And, you know, we go through all the steps and I send them pricing and they say, yes, let's do it. And I don't have to do any following up. Oh man, that's like so rare. I don't even know the odds, but really, 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 really rare. These follow-ups are where the magic happens. And I can't stress enough how important it is. So I want you guys to think about how many times did the person you signed up with have to message you to follow up before you signed up with them? And I bet it was at least one time, if not more than that. I can think of some of you guys that are underneath me that I had to reach out to quite a few times, quite a few. And we're very reluctant, and it's okay. I mean, that's how it is. Everyone is that way. So that's why it's so important. And also, not to mention, just life is busy and sometimes you just forget to respond, even if you're not necessarily reluctant, but you just get sidetracked and you forget. And, you know, you have 10,000 things going on. So that follow-up message, like, hey, just checking back with you. I know you were really excited to get more information. Tell me what you're thinking. It doesn't have to be like super crazy, like, I don't know, scary, overwhelming. Those aren't the words I'm trying to think of, but like like you're being annoying to the person. It's just like, hey, I don't know if like you dismissed, like you just forgot about my message or whatever. You can use whatever wording sounds good to you, but I can't tell you how many times I forget to respond to somebody because I open a message and my kids are like hitting their heads on the floor and I throw my phone and I forget to get back to it. You know what I mean? So you just never know. And that's why it's so important. And so if people are following along in your stories and you send your initial message to them. So they're following and you're like, hey, thank you so much for following along. I appreciate your support so much. I don't know if you've seen, but I actually am starting a new group for October for my health and fitness community. And we are getting started on October 2nd. Is that something that you might be interested in hearing more about? And then they say, yes, sure, send me some info. And then you send them some info and then they don't respond to you. I usually wait about 24 hours and then I say, hey, I just wanted to check in. I know you were excited to get more information. I already told you guys that. And then if they don't respond to me, I'll kind of feel it out. If I look at my stories and the person is watching my stories still, I'll send them another message. I'll usually wait at least 24 more hours, but I'll send them another message and just say, hey, countdown's on. We're getting started. I would love to help you get started with us and make sure you have all the tools you need before we get started on October 2nd. Is that something that you're still interested in, or is now not a good time? And I've started kind of giving people an out, like not necessarily saying like, do you want to do this and only leaving it at that, but also saying it's okay if now's not a good time, because then if it's not a good time, then I just put them on my follow-up list and I'll check back with them next month. I would rather them tell me now is not a good time and still have that conversation than them ghost me because they don't want to tell me it's not a good time or whatever. So I've started doing that. But if they continue to watch my stories again and are engaging with my content or whatever, I'm going to keep following up until I hear from them. And if I don't ever hear from them, I'm going to follow up with them next month. So that's kind of what I do. You can do whatever works for you, but also think about it like your stories, your posts. I've said this before, that's your storefront. That's like your business. Your stories are more for getting to know you, but still they're following along. Part of what you're sharing in your stories is your health and fitness journey. So they're following along on that. And if they weren't someone interested, they would not be following along. So I try to, I don't message the same person over and over and over in the same month. If they stop responding to me, I'll follow up with them again next month. And then the month after that, put them on my follow-up list until they tell me I'm not interested. And then I don't keep bugging them. If they keep following my stories, I don't message them again. I might message them again in like 6 months or a year if they're still following along and just say, hey, like, I don't know if anything's changed. I appreciate your support so much, but if you're interested, I would love to share more about my at-home workouts or whatever your messaging is. But if they tell me no, I don't keep messaging them over and over unless they continue following, and then I wait a really long time to follow up. But that's also why it's important to be sharing your health and fitness journey in your stories so that you can kind of be like, yeah, they're following along. And also sometimes my messaging is, you might have seen in my stories, but I'm starting my XYZ, or I have this going on, or I'm starting this new workout program. My October Fit Club is starting, like whatever you're talking about in your stories. I use that as part of my invite and say, you might have seen. So it's like, I know you're watching. I see you. I see you seeing me without saying that. But, because I don't want to call people out and make them like not watch my stories because they know I see them. But I also at the same time, just like, hey, you might have seen that because you are following along, which I appreciate. So I don't know if that's helpful, hopefully, but seriously, like there's a saying the fortune is in the follow-up. And I cannot tell you guys how much I believe that's true. Again, those, the people that reach out to you, or that you get all the way through and you send them a cart and they check out without you having to follow up with them, are like a needle in a haystack. And we better just not even count on them happening, because it's going to be a gem when it does, and you'll be super thankful. But the follow-ups are where it's at. So, another thing before I let you guys go is just finding a good system for you for tracking your follow-ups, whether it's pen and paper, it's Google Streak, it's a document, it's the notes section on your phone, it's in your email, like whatever works for you. But someone who asks for more information, put them on your follow-up list. And then if they do end up signing up, take them off. But I think that's probably the easiest way, is just if they say yes, they want more information at that point, put them on a follow-up list so that you don't forget to. Because sometimes conversations get lost. And, if you have a bunch of messages from me and you're like, gosh, Erin, all I see are messages from you, and you forget about who you've been messaging all day, at least you can be like, oh yeah, that's right, they're on my follow-up list, and I can follow up with them. So, okay. Any questions? Anyone want to unmute before I let you guys go? Will we do our boomerang and I let you guys go? No questions? Okay. Everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a good evening. And I will try to send your assignment for tomorrow in our chat, like early, for all of you guys who are working. Okay. Bye, guys.